Hey there, Justin. I
Hey.
just had a question to you concerning the recent Yellow Vest protests in Paris. I'm just wondering what your thoughts on that were and if you're fearful something like that might happen in, I don't know, say, Ottawa.
It's a great question. And anytime citizens feel the need to come out and make themselves heard against the government, or to try and inform the government of something, governments need to listen. We need to be very, very careful about the concerns that people are expressing. And certainly the conversation going on in France is very much about the fact that the French government has been bringing in a very high level of taxation on its citizens and is moving forward in ambitious ways on fighting climate change in ways that ordinary French citizens are quite worried is just going to ask them to be, seeing their cost of living go up in significant ways that really worries them. That's why, and that's obviously something that we're aware of as a concern, and that's why when we put forward our climate plan, we built into it two priorities: fighting climate change and building the economy of the future, and making it affordable for Canadians. Now, we know that putting a price on pollution is one of the best ways to tackle climate change. We have too much pollution. You want less of it? Put a price on it. People will figure out how to pollute less. Big companies will figure out how to pollute less. But at the same time as you do that, we can't be raising prices and costs for all of our citizens, particularly those who are already struggling to make ends meet. Now, there are lots of different ways that different jurisdictions in Canada have been able to move forward on that. The first one to move forward on that was British Columbia, that brought in a carbon tax about 10 years ago. And in that time, not only have carbon emissions, pollution reduced, but their economy has been the fastest growing in the country. The other place that has the fastest growing economy in the country is Quebec. And Quebec has been part of a cap-and-trade system with California for almost as long as BC has gone forward with the carbon tax. And again, the Quebec economy is doing great and is cleaner than just about anyone else. So at the same time as we're asking provinces to move forward, we do know they need to move. Now, there's a handful of provinces in which conservative politicians I guess Ontario is one. I hadn't thought of that. Sorry. Don't mean to be clever. Like Ontario, have decided that it is not as much of a priority to fight climate change, that we can put it off by a few more years. Well, I'm sorry, the floods and the forest fires and the droughts in the prairies and the heat waves and even apparently this cold weather snap that we're going through right now have links to the fact that extreme weather events are going to be more and more frequent because of the changes in our climate and are going to be more and more expensive. So we need to act. And it's not just act in a defensive way, it's also understand that investing in the kinds of technologies and innovation that are going to lead to better jobs tomorrow as the entire world is trying to figure out better ways to move forward is really important. So what we have said to those provinces that didn't want to move forward with a strong plan to fight climate change is that we will impose a federal price on pollution in which all the money collected is returned to the province in which it's collected, and average families will be better off with the price on pollution, because at tax time in a couple of months, families will be receiving more than it will be expected to cost for the carbon price. So we will be making it affordable while we protect our environment and move forward. And that's why that core message from the Yellow Vests in France, which is you're moving forward on climate change, but you're not making it affordable for regular families, is not something that it's something that Conservative politicians are trying to stir up here in Canada, but it's not something that actually has a basis in facts or reality. And I am always confident that Canadians remain reasonable, thoughtful people who like to make their decisions and their political choices based on facts and reality.